Hi guys, this is Jolt from Jolt's Tech and Detail World channel. Today we are going to test the fallout remover on two different ways. Our subject for this test is going to be this old Skoda Fabia. It's 16 years old, and maybe you cannot really see from this distance and angle, but it's rather dirty. I'm going to do some sort of washing, but this one is not a car wash video, so don't look at it like that. I'm going to use Chemical Guys Clean Slate. Also, I'm going to use some bug and tar remover. And this is the main topic, the Deacon iron remover. A bit of spoiler alert, however, I'm showing here the clay towel. There will be no time to do it, and of course it's advised to use some gloves. So I bring you a bit closer just to show around how dirty it is. There is tree sap, bird droppings, tar, bugs, everything that you can imagine, and of course lots of dust and mud and other types of dirt, and tons of fallout on this car. Okay, I'm going to settle the camera, and first on one half of the car I'm going to do the fallout remover whilst the car is dirty and dry. The argument to support this way of the usage of the fallout remover is that the dirt and the dust is helping for the fallout remover to grab onto the panels, so it can last longer on the panel. It's not going to just run off. So the chemical reaction can last longer. Of course, one could say, alright, but then what about those fallout particles that are embedded under some sort of dirt patch? That's also a valid point in my opinion. I'm just going to apply it liberally. Usually fallout removers are rather stinky, so I would advise to use like a respirator and maybe even some goggles to ensure the maximum safety, but at least the gloves. Even though usually these fallout removers are also claiming being pH neutral. Okay, so need to leave it on the panel for a few minutes. I bring you a bit closer and then you can pause the video at some points, but as you can see already it started to work. So the fallout started to turn purple, and there is a lot of that on this car. And it's a really dirty car, as you can see. Very heavy contamination all around, and tons of fallout. Alright, I'm going to rinse it off. And of course, as the other half of the car will be done whilst it's, let's say, cleaned. However, again, a bit of spoiler alert, as it was not intended for a car cleaning video, and I had access to this car for only a very short period of time. It's not going to be the cleanest, because for that I would really have to spend at least 1 more hour on this car with some stronger shampoos and other degreasers. But now I'm going to rinse it all around, then I'm going to give it some sort of a wash. You really need to use a generous amount of water when you want to get rid of the fallout remover, just to ensure that no residue is going to be left on the car. The best also to apply some shampoo to neutralize. And as you can see, even the fallout remover and the high pressure water together are removing lots of dirt. You can see some dark and dirty water running off the panel, but of course it's still far from clean, as you will see at the close-ups. Again, as I mentioned, it's not a car cleaning video, so that's why you don't see me starting with the wheels, removing the wheel hubs, wheel cups, and to clean the wheels first and so on. Rinsing the other side as well, just to remove most of the loose dirt. As you can see, massive big particles and dirt pieces are falling off as a result of the high pressure water. And also, as you can see, it's not the brightest video and there are some dark clouds on the sky. That's sort of an ideal weather to use the fallout remover, because you don't want to do it whilst you are at the direct sun, because it would dry very easy, very quick. And of course you don't really want to do it indoors because of the unbearable smell, unless it's a very well ventilated space and you are using the right protective equipment. I will have this car back for a longer period of time, so I will take some other videos of the entire cleaning, and hopefully there will be some light polishing and paint protection also applied, but that's a subject for a future video. So I'm getting close to finishing off the rinsing stage. This one is a chemical, guys, Clean Slate. It's not really intended to be used in a foam gun. It's not really foaming up like crazy. The normal usage would be from the bucket with a contact wash. However, I decided to just in case, because the car was very dirty, to do a pre-soak with the Clean Slate. Yep, one of the chemical just ran away. I'm soaking both of the sides, the entire car all around. Just to help for the contact wash when I go to that stage. And also I have to confess, I'm always up for a little bit of foam party. By the way, this car hasn't been washed for a long time, on my request. So it's my friend's car, and I asked him to ensure that he's not going to wash it for quite some time. So I can show a couple of tricks and results. As you can see, only after a short period of time the wash mitt is so dirty. There you are, that's how it is. Even though it's not a car wash video, I'm going to exchange the wash mitts, these Chanel wash mitts, rather often. Of course not on the glass, because it doesn't really make any difference for the glass, so I'm using the same. And also my washing technique on the panels is not going to be the one that I apply usually, but this car is really in the need of a paint correction as well, so I'm not going to waste some more time on being super gentle when anyway I will need to go through with a polish. So please excuse me if at certain spots of the car I'm going to be a bit harsher. I never dunk back these dirty mitts to the water, so I'm just keep changing, and this way I need only one bucket, not 1,000 buckets. As you can see, there is a difference between the rear door and the front door of the car. The rear is done already with the clean slate. Now let's do the front. Even after the fallout remover, the high pressure water rinse, as you can see, it's super dirty yet. All the traffic film are being removed now. With each swipe of the wash mitt, I'm getting rid of more and more of the dirt. And you can see such a difference is made. As you can see, the headlight is rather faded. In another video, you can find me trying to apply some quick fix to resolve that issue. Sorry for the bad angle. I really shouldn't cover up what I'm actually doing, but as you might imagine, it's just moving the wash mitt back and forth. Well, one half of the car is getting there. Of course, I'm going to do the same on the other side, because that side is even dirtier because there was no fallout remover applied. Right, the whole car was washed. I'm not going to show the other side just to save some time. I think I could even done more editing with this video and save some more parts just to have it somewhere around the maximum 20 minutes mark, but I didn't, so now that's what we've got. Sorry for the lengthy video, but anyhow, so I'm just rinsing it off again. Funnily though, because this car was so dirty, every time I rinsed it, somehow I managed to find some more dirt here and there with the pressure washer. But again, this one is not really a car washing video. It's about the benefits and ways of usage of the fallout remover. But just in case, of course, I needed to do some sort of wash-ish. But really this car is in the need of a deep wash. Alright, so now this is the other side of the car. It was rinsed off once, then it was washed with a clean slate and contact wash, then it was rinsed off again. Now I didn't dry it, so the panels are still wet a bit. Of course some water was sheeting off, but not all. Normally I would dry the car after a proper contact wash and then apply the fallout remover. Again, I'm going to apply it, or I'm applying it actually liberally, and then just waiting for a few minutes. In the meantime, I was having a closer look of what's going on. You can see some runoff already, some purple runoff. Again, if you want to see more, of course, you can just pause the video. The reaction is a bit slower, or at least it seems slower, because there is considerably less fallout because the loose ones came off with the wash. As you can see, the hood is completely let's call it like smashed with all the dirt. So whilst I'm waiting for the fallout remover to start to work, I'm using some of the Chemical Guys Bug and Tar. I'm using the dilution ratio that I would normally use for my own daily driver, which I'm maintaining frequently. It is being washed like at least once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how much I use it. But for this car I would need a stronger dilution. But again, it's not about the washing of this car, so I just sort of prepared it for the next video when it comes back. So that time I will have to wash it like a bit less, but I still will need to do a deep wash with a degreaser and such. And then of course I will be able to use the this clay towel. bring you a bit closer, you can see the bug and tar remover also started to get rid of some contamination, and that's the main point. There is the purple runoff, so it started to work. Took a bit longer, but you can see all that purple runoff nicely dripping all around. There you go. Around the badges, usually it's full of it. Again, when the car comes back, I'm going to use some brushes, some detailing brushes, and I will do a more proper job even with the fallout remover, but I think you get the picture. Again, I'm going to just rinse it off, but it's advised to cover it or blanket it with some nice pH neutral shampoo and then rinse it off all together. Don't be afraid to use a generous amount of water. Of course, this one is trickier if you live in an area where you have, let's say, stronger restriction of the usage of water. Even though the whole car was contact washed, was rinsed twice already, once before, once after the contact wash, even at this point there was still a lot of dirt coming off that you cannot see in this video, but I was keep observing it, especially these rubber sealants around the doors and the glasses. This car is going to be again a very good subject for a good degreaser video. But I think if you try to recall, or in case you will just pause the video and maybe go back to the very beginning, you will see a considerable difference between how the car was, in what state it was at that point and now. Alright, and usually I use the Sucker Junior from Dallas Paint Correction and Luxury Microfiber. However, on this occasion I chose to use Chemical Guy's Woolly Mammoth. I really like this towel as well. It can hold tons of water. Yeah, in the meantime there is a little bit of friendly chatter and banter going on with my mate, the owner of the car. He was also very much surprised what difference this quick, let's say, touch-up caused or resulted in. Unfortunately, again, due to the lack of time I was able to deal with this car, I didn't open the doors to clean around the doors and these door jambs. So that's again waiting for the next occasion. At this point I had to call it a day as soon as it was possible, because there was another intention about this headlight restoration video, so I had to optimize a bit the time and what I'm doing on the car and what not. So again, you can find this other video about the headlights on my channel. Right, so that's the end result. If you compare it to the very first intro section, there is a huge difference. It is more white right now, even there is a bit of shine. But again, this was not a car wash video, it was about the fallout remover. So guys, thank you for your time. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to share the video within your friends. Bye bye.